Jimmy Page Telecaster. Let me get rid of that buzzing. I just picked it up and it looks great, huh? It's really cool. You know, with the Jimmy Page signature right on the back of the head. Or, well, not signature, because the signature looks like just scribbles. Like, it looks like to me like two M's. But anyway, that's, you know, his just handwriting for, you know, Jimmy Page. But here we are. So, I'm sure if you're here checking out this video, oh, and by the way, like and subscribe and do all that stuff. You probably know a little bit about this. It is made to replicate the Telecaster that he used in the late Yardbirds era and the first album or so by Led Zeppelin. And then I guess what happened, he had a Telecaster that Jeff Beck gave him, and he used that. Then stripped the finish, so it was just the ash body, and painted all this psychedelic stuff on it. Put the funky pickguard with the Mylar rainbow effect, and was playing that for a while. And then the story is somebody, a house guest while he was out on tour, stripped the body and painted it for him or something. So when they did that, I guess they messed up the wiring and they messed up something else. And at this point in history, you know, they couldn't just like, you know, go out and grab some replacement pickups and whatever. So I guess Jimmy Page just like went, bummer. And supposedly the neck ended up going on his brown Telecaster with the B-bender. But anyway, so the Dragon Telecaster, as this is called, ceased to exist. So anyway, that's kind of the story. And, you know, it's ash body. It's supposed to be like a 59 Telecaster. Top loader. Although this has the option for the string through. And supposedly it has a neck like his, which he, of course, you know, I'm guessing still has, because it went on the brown Telecaster that he used for the last couple tours with Led Zeppelin and used with the Firm and stuff. So that's what we have here. And it's really cool. It's Jimmy Page. But I think I am not totally in love with the late 50s guitar sort of, I don't want to say technology, but style. So if you're looking for a 59, you know, late 50s type Telecaster, or if you're just a huge Jimmy Page fan, this is totally cool. I'm sure you've read all the reviews online, you know, unless this is the first thing that you've stumbled across. If so, welcome. But anyway, it's I guess a really good late 50s type Telecaster. But here are the things that I'm really not totally in love with. The neck is a little thick. It's not terrible. I've played worse. But it's a little thick for my tastes. It seems to be about the same thickness all the way down. And by thickness I mean like, you know, from fretboard to the back of the neck. And I usually like a little bit thinner down at the lower frets, and getting a little bit fatter as it goes up. This is about the same. So up here it feels alright. Down here it feels a little bit big. The edges of the fretboard are a little sharp. So I don't know. I'm planning on keeping this, but I don't know if I'm going to just kind of roll the edges a little bit just to soften that kind of sharp edge on the fretboard on both sides, the bass and treble side. And the 3-barrel bridge situation there, I don't know if you can see it. It's like those three barrels that look almost just like the threads, like screw threads. It makes it really tricky to get the string spacing just right, because you have the threads, and if you put the string like here, it's too far. So then you go to the next notch, and now it's too far that way. You know, I wanted, on one of them, I wanted it in the middle, and you don't have that option. So that made it a little tricky, and setting the action was slightly wonky in the intonation. I really couldn't get it super great. And then the screws really stick out, and they're somewhat sharp. So I'm not a big fan of that. But if I'm going to keep it, I'll probably just replace the bridge and get, you know, 6 individual saddles, and of course keep the original bridge. The pickups are supposedly really good. This is the Mexican built one, the made in Mexico, not the American made, which I believe has different pickups. It's certainly not the custom shop or anything. This is, you know, just the made in Mexico one. The pickups are bright. They are too bright for me. I've tried to dial it down. Oh, and by the way, this is the Supro Black Magic combo that is modeled after the Jimmy Page Supro. Of course. And at the beginning I was playing with a tone bender pedal, so of course. But the pickups, this is the bridge pickup with the volume up and the tone up. You know, I guess it has a lot of like that sort of Tele twang, but it's too much for me. It really is. So I don't know if maybe brass saddles will kind of tone it down a little bit. And the pickups, the guitar seems like really cool. You know, you go like, and it seems to have some sustain, but then the pickups, and it dies fairly quick on the higher string, especially. It's like gone. It's like, it dies. See what I'm saying? There's like almost no sustain. And then even adding, you know, some gain, like, see, that dies out pretty quick. And then we start getting the buzzing, and the pickups are buzzy. Get buzzing and a little bit of like that kind of weird, almost sounds like intermodulating feedback kind of thing. But anyway, so I really would like to keep this. It's really cool and actually play it. So I may end up replacing the pickups. The pickup selector switch, I'm guessing this is just standard for Tele. I'm not really a Tele kind of guy. But to switch from the bridge pickup to the neck pickup, you know, you're holding the pick. You can't just use your pinky very easily because the volume knob is in the way. So you really kind of have to go like, and actually like move it with, you know, pinch it with your fingers. You know, you can't go like that. The top hat or pilgrim hat has that little ridge on it, and it's like really sharp. So I would probably, oh, it just pops right off. So I would probably replace that. But whatever. The taper on the volume doesn't seem very even, so I go from 0. It doesn't have numbers, but I'm going to guess. That's about 1. It's about 2. It's about 3. It's about 4. It's about 5. It's about 6. It's about 7. All of a sudden there's a huge jump. It's about 8, 9, 10. There's no real difference. So it seems like it's all bunched up at like, 6, 7, 8 or so. I might have had my numbers slightly off, but definitely. So knocking it down just to like the equivalent of probably 8, 7 or 8, the volume is like almost half. So that's a little bit weird. The tone control is one of those kind of all the way up, and you have, your kind of bass tone. And then as you turn it down, it doesn't really do much until you get to the end, and all of a sudden it's kind of muffly. So may end up replacing all that stuff. Gosh dang it! I might end up replacing everything. I should just get another guitar. But it's, Jimmy Page. It's totally cool. So, it's cool. I might end up just keeping it as is. I don't know. I just don't know. And I'm not really a totally huge fan of the, 7 1/4 fretboard radius. Just don't know. I think I like the more modern, flatter fretboard, a little bit thinner neck, hotter pickups, more responsive volume and tone controls. I just don't know. But at any rate, looks darn cool.